What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Meadow Green Homesteading. So we woke up this morning, and first thing this morning we had a little bit of an incident with our chickens. So what I'm about to show you is it's pretty crazy, but first and foremost, all our chickens are totally safe, so that's the good news. But what I'm about to show you is why it is so important to really build robust chicken tractors and chicken coops. So guys, check this out. It looks like last night somebody tried to get in the coop. Both sides of our coop are like this. Now we put this plastic here to give them shade in the summer, but lately this fall we had a lot of coyote pressure, and this spring we've been seeing bobcat up here, which some of the locals who live here, who have lived here their whole lives for the last 30 years or so, have been telling me that they really haven't seen any bobcats up here. So we are obviously dealing with some predator pressure. Now, luckily, they did not get into this coop, which is a good thing. So I believe they tried to get in last night, not today or during the day, but they did manage to do quite a bit of damage. So I have this chicken wire just stapled to the chicken coop, and that is obviously not sufficient. So we brought some 3/4 inch staples up here today to go ahead and fix that, because you can see on this side, I don't know what it was. I'm thinking it was probably raccoon, but they have clearly torn this chicken wire right off the coop. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that. Now the good news is that it looks really bad, but it's basically all the plastic, and they were not able to penetrate the door where the chickens were this morning. We do have an automatic door on this chicken coop, so that leads me to believe that this happened last night and the chickens are safe in the coop. This right here, there's a little bit of pullback on the chicken wire, but that's because these sections are welded together right here with steel wire, so there is just a loose flap. So I'm not, you know, we're trying to do something here, buddy. So this is no big deal. We're gonna have to take all this plastic off, pull these boards off, and just go ahead and restaple this chicken wire. I'm gonna pull all this plastic off anyways because it was kind of deteriorating. It's not UV resistant, so let's get to work pulling this plastic off. Let's restaple this to the coop and go from there. And judging by the sound of our rooster today, I think he's a little upset at the sight of everything this morning. Now, if you have never had chickens before, or if you're thinking about doing a chicken tractor, this is the exact reason why people choose to go with welded wire mesh. Now, this chicken wire that we put on this coop was free, which is why I used it, but this is a perfect example of why it's always good to use that welded wire mesh. It's much stronger. This didn't tear or break, they weren't able to get through it, but animals like raccoons can tear older chicken wire apart. So just keep that in mind if you're looking to do a tractor. All right, so we went through and we replaced all the 1/4 inch staples with these little 3/4 inch fencing staples. So I think this coop is good to go. I think it's gonna hold up. If it held up that time, I'm pretty confident that if something comes back at any point, you know, tonight or this week or whatever, it's gonna hold up again. He is not happy right now. He's usually pretty vocal, but right now he's really upset. So it's good. That's what his job is. He's supposed to protect the girls. So I'm gonna move these chickens to a new spot. And while we're on the subject of chickens, why don't I show you what else we got going on. Now, if you are a follower of our channel, you'll know that last year we raised 40 Red Ranger chickens for meat. Now, of those 40, we took about, I think we had 30 that we put in the freezer. The Red Ranger chickens they're phenomenal eating, but our plan for this farm was always sustainability and to be self-sufficient. So in 2023, what we're doing is we're going with Buff Orpingtons. So we have 30 Buff Orpingtons right here in front of me, which I'm about to show you. And our plan for these Buff Orpingtons is to sell the meat and sell eggs. With the egg shortage right now, we do sell eggs, and if you're interested and you're in East Tennessee around the Dayton area or Chattanooga, go ahead and send us a message on YouTube, or if you want, follow our Facebook page at Meadow Green Homesteading, and I post on there when we have eggs available. So we'll be doing eggs and produce for from these Buff Orpingtons, and right now they're in the basement, which is kind of crazy because they're about 10 weeks old, but it's just too cold at night to bring them out to our barn. So let me show you what we got going on in here. Just look what we got going on in our basement. So like I said, these chickens right now are about 10 weeks old, and right now it's getting down to below freezing at night. So we have about one more week until we start breaking that nightly freezing schedule, and then we're going to be moving these up to the barn temporarily while I prepare 4 chicken tractors. And they are just the nicest little chickens. They're so much different than the Red Rangers that we raised last year. You know, they're very personable. We've actually marked the one rooster that we want to keep for breeding. We're going to be keeping 1 rooster and 7 hens in one of the chicken tractors, and that's going to be our breeding group. So in the other 3 tractors, we have a chicken schedule where we are going to be consecutively growing out a dozen birds at a time. So these guys are really interesting. We have 1 rooster that we've named Wayland. We posted on our Facebook page again. He's very affectionate. Comes up to me almost every single time that I'm down here. This is Wayland right here, I can tell. So Wayland can say hi to YouTube. Just a nice little guy. So I'm finding that the Orpington roosters are much nicer than the other breeds that we've had too. So for what it's worth, I think it's just the temperament of these Orpingtons. What do you say, big guy? You ready to go outside and eat some bugs and worms? Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video. If you have any questions about Buff Orpingtons in general, drop me a comment down below and let me know what your question is and I'll get to you. If you are interested in Buff Orpington day-old chicks, or if you are interested in fertilized eggs and you are in the Chattanooga, Tennessee area, drop me a comment below or send us a private message on Facebook at Meadow Green Homesteading, and I'll get back to you. We are planning on selling day-old chicks and fertilized eggs in April of 2023. So as we go and reproduce for our own flock, we are also going to be reproducing for people in the local Chattanooga area. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in, and be sure to stick around. Hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of big plans for 2023. So you're going to see in the next month or so, we're going to really ramp up on the scale of our homestead. We have our vegetable garden that we're going to be planting. We have livestock that we're bringing in. We have the fun activities with the chickens. We have a small business that we've started. So tune in. You're not going to want to miss what we have going on this year, and I'll see you next time.